The jungle doesn't begin with a signboard. It begins quietly, with a road that suddenly ends. One moment, there are buses, small shops, voices, and the feeling of civilization. And then, just like that, everything disappears. What lies ahead is something no map can truly explain. The Darién Gap, one of the most dangerous stretches of land on Earth. A place where borders fade and survival becomes the only goal. Every year, thousands of people from South America and beyond arrive at this point with a single dream: reaching the United States. They're not tourists, they're families, young men, mothers carrying children, people who have sold everything they owned for a chance at a different life. Some come from Venezuela, some from Haiti, Ecuador, even as far as Africa and Asia. Different languages, different stories, but the same destination. The journey begins in northern Colombia, in small towns like Nicoclí. Here, the air is heavy with humidity and anticipation. People wait for boats that will take them across the Gulf of Raba to the edge of Panama. The wait can last days or even weeks. Money runs low, tension rises, but turning back is not an option anymore. When the boats finally arrive, they're often overcrowded. Life jackets are few. The sea is unpredictable. Still, people climb in, holding on to their bags, sometimes the only things they have left in the world. As the engines roar and the coastline fades away, fear mixes with hope, because ahead lies the jungle, and beyond the jungle, a possibility. When they reach Panama's shore, there are no proper roads, no clear paths, only guides. Some are experienced locals, others are smugglers who charge high fees. These guides promise to lead them through the jungle, but there are no guarantees. Once the journey begins, there is no turning back. The first steps into the Darién Gap feel almost peaceful. Tall trees create a green canopy, blocking the harsh sun. Birds can be heard in the distance, but that calm is deceptive. Within hours, the terrain changes. The ground becomes muddy, slippery, uneven. Every step requires effort. Rivers cut across the path, forcing people to wade through strong currents. Some hold hands to avoid being swept away. Others carry children on their shoulders, trying to keep them above the water. Bags fall, shoes are lost, and sometimes people are lost too. As days pass, exhaustion sets in. There is no clean water, only what they can find in streams. Food becomes scarce. People ration what little they have, a piece of bread, a handful of rice. Hunger becomes a constant companion. The jungle is not empty, it watches. Insects bite relentlessly. Mosquitoes swarm, spreading disease. Snakes hide beneath leaves. The heat is suffocating during the day, and at night, the cold creeps in. Sleep is rare, and when it comes, it is never peaceful. But the greatest danger is not always nature. Criminal groups operate within the Darién Gap. They target migrants, robbing them of money, phones, and valuables. There are stories, whispered among travelers, of violence, of people disappearing without a trace. Fear spreads quickly, but there is nowhere to run. Still, people keep moving. Why? Because behind them lies something they cannot return to: economic collapse, political instability, violence, or simply a lack of opportunity. For many, staying behind feels like a slower kind of suffering, so they walk forward, even when their bodies beg them to stop. The journey through the Darién Gap usually takes between 5 and 10 days, but for some, it lasts much longer. Injuries slow people down. Some twist their ankles, others develop infections from cuts and blisters. Without medical help, even small wounds can become serious. Along the way, there are moments of humanity. Strangers help each other cross rivers. A mother shares food with someone else's child. A young man carries an elderly person for miles. In the middle of danger, small acts of kindness become lifelines. Eventually, after days of walking, the jungle begins to thin. The air feels different. And then, in the distance, something appears, a sign of organized life. This is where Panamanian authorities and aid organizations set up migrant reception centers. For many, this moment feels like survival. They have made it through the jungle. But the journey is far from over. At these camps, migrants are registered. They receive basic medical care, food, and a place to rest. For the first time in days, they can breathe without fear of what's hiding in the shadows. But their goal is still far away, thousands of kilometers to the north. From Panama, they move through Central America, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, and finally Mexico. Each country presents its own challenges: border controls, long distances, lack of money, and sometimes hostility. Some travel by bus, others walk for days. Some rely on smugglers again, paying whatever they can. Along the way, they may face detention, deportation, or exploitation. But many keep going,
driven by the belief that the United States is within reach. By the time they reach Mexico, the journey has already taken weeks or months. People are tired, but the final stretch is often the most uncertain. The U.S. border is heavily monitored. Policies change, opportunities close and reopen. Some migrants attempt to cross the border illegally, guided by smugglers through deserts or rivers. Others surrender to authorities, hoping to seek asylum. Every choice carries risk. For those who make it, the journey doesn't just end. A new life begins, one filled with challenges, but also possibilities. And for those who don't, their stories often remain in the jungle, unheard. The Darien Gap is more than just a place. It is a test of human endurance, a symbol of desperation, and a reflection of global inequality. It shows how far people are willing to go for a chance, not a guarantee, but just a chance at something better. When we hear about migration, it's easy to think in numbers, thousands crossing borders, statistics on a screen. But behind every number is a person who walked through mud, crossed rivers, faced fear, and refused to give up. The jungle does not care about dreams. It does not care about hope. But the people who enter it carry both. And that is why despite the danger, despite the stories, despite everything, they keep coming.